Hey there, I'm Andy Bachman of the Prioritize or Perish webcast series that attempts to shine a light on issues related to climate adaptation and resilience for critical infrastructure. I'm going to break from the pattern I established in the first couple of shows. That's hardly a pattern. And I want to talk about a conference that's coming up that I think it might behoove you to know more about. So that's what I'm going to do in the next couple minutes. Before I do that, here's my disclaimer. The views I'm going to express here are not necessarily those of my employer. Okay? I hope they're really similar, but they're not necessarily the same. All right, moving on. Resilience Week. This thing's been around for about a dozen years under that name. It was founded by a friend and colleague at the Idaho National Lab named Craig Rieger. Absolutely brilliant person when it comes to matters of control systems resilience. And Craig grew it slow and steady over that decade plus. And topics were covered were all hazards, everything from cybersecurity, storms, earthquakes, I don't think volcanoes, EMP and GMD, that's electromagnetic pulse and geomagnetic disturbance, threats to communications infrastructures, for example, and others. And folks would come from academia, from various levels of government, asset owners and operators would attend, the Department of Defense, all manner of folks, and share their best ideas and their research findings that they had conducted in the previous year. Well, the thing has become so big and so successful that Craig, who was doing it as a sideline, has passed the reins this year on to another INL colleague of ours named Justin Welsh. And Justin's done just an amazing job of reaching the right people in the lab ecosystem, outside, into industry, into academia, into government, et cetera. And so we've just got, they've put together a tremendous lineup, in large part with help from partners like Converge Strategies, Adair Douglas, and many other folks, including people at Tech Connect, the main conference organizer. So some of the topics, some of the speakers, something about a panel, a little celebrity guest star towards the end, and then I'll be out of here and out of your hair, okay? So this time, topics have arranged themselves such, though the world changes, it's 2020-22, and climate resilience is now appears to be of equal importance to folks as the OT or ICS cybersecurity topics that we've had in the past. So you'll see a lot of discussions on both of those things from various experts. You'll also see energy security and resilience, supply chain resilience, policy explorations on relevant topics, and workforce development issues. Some of the speakers I think you'll find particularly interesting are, in no particular order, Caitlin Durkovich of the National Security Council, where she runs Resilience and Response, Maria Robinson of the Department of Energy's Grid Deployment Office, Joe Bryan, DoD's Senior Advisor on Climate Issues, Sharon Burke, the former Director of Operational Energy Plans and Programs for the Department of Defense, and Liz Dalton, who was a Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary for DOE's Office of Electricity. So I'm leaving out millions of people, but I wanted to just give you a feel for the flavor of some of the folks that you'll see on the stage at this conference. Okay, so the panel that I'll be moderating on, here, let me put myself over here, on Tuesday afternoon is, the simplest way of saying it is that Argonne National Lab, and represented by Kyle Pfeiffer, expert in downscaling global climate models, climate model data, so that we can make good practical use of it, is doing that in conjunction with my colleague from INL, Ryan Ruska, who is the program manager for an infrastructure interdependency model called AHA, All Hazards Analysis. And when we put the climate data on top of the assets that are depicted in the AHA model, you can start to see into the future. We've added the element of time. You can see what the hazards are that are coming at various infrastructure assets. And once you prioritize them by consequence or by impact, now you've armed decision makers with a tool that can really help them move out and start adapting things and making things more resilient. And by things, I mean the infrastructure upon which we all completely depend. So we hope to do a great job for you in that panel. And I'm going to move on. Enough on us. Let's go to my celebrity guest. So it is a gentleman who is the Associate Lab Director of INL's National and Homeland Security Directorate. His name is Zach Tudor, and I asked if he'd say a few words. He agreed. And so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here's my boss, Zach.
Hi, this is Zach Tudor, Associate Lab Director for National Homeland Security at Idaho National Laboratory. Please join us September 27th through 29th to hear more about the issues facing our critical infrastructure security and how you can work to make us all more resilient. We can't do it alone, so please join us.
All right. Thank you in absentia, Zach. Just so you know, Zach will be on an extraordinarily talented cybersecurity panel on Wednesday. And I really appreciate the sentiment he voiced at the very end there about we can't do this alone, because there's not nearly enough people focused on this topic. And we need all the talented and energized and motivated help that we can get. So please take him up on his call to come and join us there if you would. I'm leaving you with the URL for more information or to register, and letting you know that the Prioritize or Perish webcast series, when I do the next one, I'm going to be starting a pattern of Q&As with subject matter experts in different topics that are related to climate adaptation and resilience. So people from engineering community, asset owners and operators, folks from different levels of government. And we'll get some climate modeling people in there to give you a 101 and a 201 level discussion about how those things are best applied, and many more things. So without further ado, appreciate your time and attention. Hope to maybe see you at the conference in DC at the end of this month. And please be well and stay well. Bye.